What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another BKB Reacts video. Today, I'm doing a different form of content, alright? So, if you've been keeping up with the channel, honestly, the past few weeks for the channel has been pretty bad. And because I'm not getting any views on any of my videos, I don't know if it's because I'm shadow banned or something happened, but I've been wanting to stray away from those type of videos anyways, because the reactions, sure, they might get you these viral clips, and I've done that in the past, but there's not really that much substance to these reactions, especially if they're not real reactions. I mean, they are real, but at the end of the day, your content is based on the video itself. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I want to make my content revolve around me instead of the video. So that was a heavy-winded explanation, but the new type of content I want to make is basically a sports talk show. I've been thinking about this for quite a minute now, and you got Gil's Arenas, you got the Stephen A. Smith show, you got Nightcap with Shannon Sharp, and I really like their style of content. It's very authentic, they can speak their mind, and it's not predicated on reacting to strictly a long form video. Sure, they might react to topics, but everybody does that. But today, I'm sure by the title, you guys can basically see what we're gonna talk about. The first topic on today's video is Zion Williamson's weight loss. Alright, so if you haven't seen the photo, here's the photo. Take a look at that. So Zion's contract actually has a weight clause in it now. Okay, he has 6 weigh-in checkpoints, which is kind of insane, but for the 2024 and 2025 season, he has to pass his body fat percentage and weight clause. So what that means is his body fat and weight can't add up to 295 pounds. All right, what that means is if he's 285 pounds, his body fat has to be less than 10%, or if his body fat is at 20%, he can't weigh more than 275%. And this man Zion Williamson got slim. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna be the greatest thing for him, just because his play style has been mostly bodying players. I mean, if you just look back, his first summer league game, he ripped the ball from Kevin Knox as a rookie. And I don't understand why the media has placed such a huge emphasis on his weight. You feel me? I don't think his weight is the problem. It's more of the motivation behind playing. He's been in the league so he got drafted in 2019. He's been I think he's heading into his 7th season, correct me if I'm wrong. But why has the media placed such emphasis on his weight? Me personally, I believe his motivation has gone down because he knows that he's a star-studded caliber type of player, and his team around him is not gonna win the championship, right? You got B.I., C.J. McCollum, Jose Alvarado. That's not a championship team. If we're being real here, Zion Williamson needs to be on a different team so that he can actually compete for a title. Nobody is thinking the Pelicans is gonna go to the finals. Literally nobody. They're 7, 8, 9, or 10 seed every year. Is that because of Zion not playing, or is that just because the team is not that good? But the weight clause, yes, from the team organization perspective, you have to put that in there, because when he was injured, you could see the clips. He was sleeping during games. He looked overweight. But the weight clause really will help Zion, just because his knees, bro. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, all of his injuries are lower extremities, right? Like his knees. And think about it, your weight can really affect your knees. Speaking from personal experience, just tearing my ACL, I've dealt with this a little bit too. And I'm not even like 275 pounds, right? I think the weight clause is gonna help him develop good habits, You can see already by the photo that he's lost quite a bit of weight. And I don't know how that's going to translate into the game. Is his play style going to change? Is he still going to still trying to body people? I don't know. But wishing for the best for him, because this man was a #1 pick. You know what I'm saying? This guy had all the hype around him. I don't know if he's going to live up to that hype at this moment in time, because it's been a while, right? His best season, he averaged 27 and 7 and didn't make an all-NBA team. I think that's just the media bias right there, but I'm wishing for the best for him. All right, next topic, guys. If you've been keeping up with the NBA offseason, you know that Paul George has been signed to the 76ers. And my personal reaction to this, congratulations, Sixers. You're one of the teams that have fell into the I forgot, the big three notion, right? Sure, Paul George might be an elite two-way player. Sure. You got Joel, you got Maxey, you got George. Congratulations. You're still going to be a second-round exit team. If Joel Embiid does not take the next leap for this organization, you guys are cooked. Because at this stage in Paul George's career, he's not the same as the Pacers, Paul George, or even OKC, Paul George. All right. That's just the truth. And this brings up a question. Okay. If it came down to a game-winning shot, who do you want taking the shot? Embiid, George, or Maxey? I'm gonna let y'all think on this for a second. Got it? Cool. What I think is we gotta eliminate who's not taking the shot first. Alright? Me personally, I don't like Maxey taking the shot at all. Okay, he might be the point guard and he might be the young buck, the new kid on the block. Alright? But me personally, Maxey doesn't have an outside game. He's speedy, but he hasn't developed that knockdown three. He can hit it, and he hits it occasionally, but he's not one of those type of players where you give him the rock at the end of the game and he gets you a bucket. And that's not me hitting on Tyrese Maxey. I believe he's going to become that player down the road, but as of now, he's too young, he's too inexperienced in that situation. So that leaves us with Joel Embiid and Paul George. Now this is a toss-up, alright? At the end of the day, this is Joel Embiid's organization. He was here, he was to trust the process. Ben Simmons left, he's still there. Alright? You're not giving the ball to Paul George anymore. Okay? This man has openly admitted to being a second option. Now, I don't know if this is because he wanted to sound all, selfless or anything, but you never want to admit that you're the second option. Okay? He was playing behind Kawhi. He was playing behind Russ. After the Pacers days, this man has not been a first option. Okay? This man has a role now. And Embiid, it's his team, and most of the time, nobody can guard Embiid. Embiid is a top 10 player. Paul George is not a top 10 player. Maxey's not a top 15 player. You feel me? But at the end of the day, either of these guys can take the game-winning shot and they can make it or miss it. But if you're going to give the ball to someone who you think is more reliable, it has to be Joel Embiid. He can knock down the three. He's not known for his threes, but his middies elite. You know what I'm saying? So you can give him the ball. He can do a foul bait. He can take the defender to the post. Doesn't really matter. You give him the ball, he has a high percentage of making the shot. Paul George, I haven't seen this man hit a game winner in a bit. He's known for game winners getting hit on him, you know? And this only matters if everyone plays, the defense plays honestly. What that means is if the defense is, double teaming one player, then of course you got to pass it to either of the three. But if everyone's matched up, I'm still giving it to Embiid. Last shot. I mean, this man is literally your whole organization. Without him, the organization wouldn't be where it is, right? So, yeah, I'm giving my last shot to Embiid. Let me know who you think the last shot should get. Last season, he averaged 34, 11, and 5 on 53% shooting. Paul George averaged 23, low for a second option, actually. No, that's pretty fair for a second option, but 23 is kind of low for Paul George. 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Maxey had 26 points, pretty good. 4 rebounds and 6 assists on 45% shooting. Now, I think the most reliable scorer is still going to be Embiid. I don't know who the second option is going to be, to be honest. I'm going to say Tyrese Maxey just because he's younger. He's going to have the more energy to do what he needs to do. Paul George is going to be that, in the corner, catch and shoot type of player. But I'm excited to see what this team can do. Let's see if they can rival against the Celtics. But honestly, I think they're still going to be, they're not going to be a championship team anytime soon, just because the Celtics have such a better roster and the East is still kind of, up in the air. Next topic. Are the Lakers going to make it far this season? Me personally, I am a Lakers fan. I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm a Lakers fan. They have Bronny. They have Redick. That's all they need. No, I'm joking. I'm a Lakers fan during the playoff because, they're a big market team. It's easy to root for them. I'm a Charlotte's fan. When it's in season, I'm rooting for LaMelo. I'm rooting for Brandon Miller. But let's get back to the question. Are the Lakers making it far this season? No, they're not. Unless these two things happen. If AD can step up and be consistent throughout the whole playoffs, they'll make it far. Just think about it. He was very consistent during the bubble. But last year in the playoffs, it was a thing where he was only going off on the odd number games, the game 1, game 3, game 5, game 7, right? He was on and off the whole playoff series against Nuggets. And that placed a huge emphasis on LeBron James' ability to, play, make, score. Austin Reeves didn't take that huge leap that people expected him to take. Maybe a 17 to 18 points a game type of guy, but he was around the 13 or 14, I believe. D'Lo, excuse me. And D'Lo, we already know what's up with him. There was trade rumors that he was going to be out of there. You feel me? So the problem right now is that LeBron is having too much responsibility to carry this team. And when you think about it, this man is about to turn 40. That's not good, okay? And this is recycled news over and over and over. Get LeBron some shooters, get LeBron some help. Now, I don't know if JJ Redick, the new coach for the Lakers, is going to try to scheme up some things for where LeBron doesn't have to, have the ball in his hands. I mean, I know LeBron wants to be a point guard, but you're also 39, LeBron. Let AR or D'Lo run the offense. Part of it is because I think LeBron has too much pride where he needs to be the center of attention. But if he does take a step back, I think that will allow the team to actually grow a little bit. Because if you rely on LeBron every possession to play, make, to score, that means the other players around him are not going to have the same opportunities to play freely and do what they need to do. But AD can score from anywhere. Okay, he has the midi. He doesn't really shoot threes, but when he wants to be effective, he can be effective. So if LeBron can get enough rest and AD can step up, which means he needs to, be more aggressive. Sometimes I think AD is soft. I mean, just look at it. He was getting cooked by Jokic in the first series, and then in the Olympics, he actually played decent. But when he played against Jokic, he was getting cooked again. So I believe the Lakers need to give LeBron more rest during the regular season. I mean, LeBron didn't do too bad in the playoffs, but I think he could have played better if the emphasis around his game wasn't, the only thing the Lakers had. And AR, okay, signed a new contract and he plateaued. That's just the truth. He had a few decent games in the regular season, which doesn't really matter. He had a few good games against the Nuggets, but all that doesn't matter because I think AR is better than D'Lo at the end of the day. D'Lo is way too inconsistent. I mean, he scored 2 points in a playoff game. That's absolutely diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. And the other players, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, don't connect. Bronny James. I mean, just look at their depth. It's all right. You know what I mean? It's all right. It's not even good. I believe they're probably going to be a 6 to 8 seed once again this year. I mean, the West is just stacked. You know what I'm saying? You got the Mavericks now who just added Klay Thompson. So the West is stacked. So if those two things can happen, LeBron gets some rest and AD becomes the number one option. Third thing too, AR and D'Lo have to have a consistent scoring basis for them to excel and go far in the playoff run. But LeBron's only going to be here for two more years max. Okay, it's not like he's going to be here forever. So they got to figure out soon, and they got to figure out how they're going to do it with JJ Redick as the coach. And if JJ Redick performs sloppy this year, he's out of here. That's just the truth. He's going to go back to the old man in the 3. But yeah, next topic. Melo says he'd rather have medals than rings. Now, hopefully this doesn't come off as me being a Melo hater, but this is something I expected him to say. If I did know he said this, you know what I'm saying? This man was, let's be real here, he never won any rings because when it came down to it, he was kind of selfish, okay? Just think about it. He was on the Nuggets, he had a good team around him. He didn't fully develop yet, but when he came to New York, this man was selfish, okay? When Jalen had the Linsanity run, he wanted the spotlight back on him. This man has been always a score-first type of player, and we're not hating on him for being that type of player. We just gotta accept the fact that he is that, and that's reality, okay? He states something along the lines that, winning a medal represents more than just a national title because you're representing your whole country. Thanks for stating the obvious, Melo. But the thing is, a medal is not more valuable than a ring because only a ring is playing against a top competition, okay? The best of the best, international or nationally. You're playing against the best. I believe he has 3 medals, 0 rings, okay? It just brings me back to this one saying. How can you hate outside the club when you're not even in the club? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of examples of this. Charles Barkley, he's not ranked above Tim Duncan. Charles Barkley has a few medals, but he's not above Tim Duncan because he doesn't have the rings. You can say all you want about gold medals. It doesn't omit the fact that rings are more valuable. That's just the truth. Who cares about a gold medal? You're playing with the best players on your team of the nation, right? I mean, the USA typically has the top 12 players in the National NBA, the National Basketball Association. You could play 0 minutes. Just look at Tyrese Halliburton. You could play 0 minutes and still get a ring. It's not that hard. And he can only say that because he doesn't have a ring. If he had a ring, he wouldn't be saying this. It's because that's all he got. Now, I didn't want to get personal about his selfishness or anything, but I'm just saying. That's a personality trait. We're not getting into personal stuff. We're just going to speak on the facts. I mean, if you want to take medals over rings, go ahead. You can do that any day of the week. But 99% of the population who actually likes basketball is going to take a ring over a medal. Do you know why? Because the prestige of a ring means that you are playing against the best of the best. And you won. You won it all. The Olympics is not the best of the best. Just think about it. Look at the teams that the US played this year. I'm not saying they were bad or anything, but they were obviously worse than us by a huge mile. Do you feel me on that? And it wasn't like Melo was the star of the team that he were on. He was just the role player, hitting on the shots when he needs to hit the shots. And I believe that having multiple chips over multiple rings, multiple chips over multiple medals, is going to be way more impactful down the line for your legacy. Melo might be known as the most gifted scorers ever, but he's not going to be remembered as one of the best players ever. He's not a great. He was just good, okay? And that's no hate towards Carmelo or anything, but this man was a cold killer. But when it came to winning, not so much. I do like the new podcast though, Carmelo, if you're watching this. Very good. Next up, we have Dennis Schroder and KD's beef. This was funny. I'm not gonna lie. This was funny. This was very clever by KD. So let's provide some context. So Dennis Schroder, at an interview or something, he stated that the USA's team is the international ball, like European ball, just international ball in general, is predicated on no entertainment. It's straight IQ basketball and guys who know how to play the game. Kevin Durant responded with a picture of the USA team winning their gold medal, and he captioned it, "Entertainment and IQ." Now, and Dennis Schroder actually clapped back after that. He said that it was very weak of Kevin Durant to actually post that. Me personally, I think the way Dennis Schroder stated that is very disrespectful, because what he's trying to imply is that the USA team is not smart. They have no IQ, right? And they're only there because they're athletic. They're more athletic, and they can basically be more athletic than people and win. And that's just not true at all, okay? Let's be real here. Dennis Schroder, was you declining an $84 million contract to play for $5 million high IQ? No, okay? We all have these low IQ moments, but that's beyond the fact that the USA basketball team is not just all entertainment, and it's not no IQ, right? You have one of the greatest players with the highest IQs. This man probably has the highest IQ in the history of the NBA, LeBron James, okay? Just because all these players can go one-on-one and hit a shot and go dunk on somebody doesn't mean they're all athletic, okay? Curry, this man is always moving around. That's not because he's athletic. It's because he's using his brain to move around. He knows that he's more conditioned than most players, so he's going to run around off-ball movement and get a catch and shoot. That's not being low IQ, right? And if it was just low IQ basketball, they wouldn't win anything, okay? You ever heard the saying? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't beat hard work doesn't beat talent when talent doesn't work hard? Well, there's a reason why the USA has won 3 consecutive Olympic gold medal games, okay? There's a reason why. It's not because we don't have no IQ. It's because we're just simply better. And he said that, Dennis Schroder said that KD was weak for posting that. Well, it was weak for you for coming after him like that in the USA basketball. We already have Noah Lyles talking a lot of crap about us. But I think Dennis Schroder was just very salty that he lost. Honestly, they didn't even make it far. I think they made it to the second round in the Olympic Games, which is terrible. But, Dennis Schroder, he's still a great player at the end of the day, but it's just, why would you say something like that? That comes off as very condescending. You feel me? And you're going to be playing against these players in, October, so you don't want to build any bad beef between them. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I really enjoyed making this so far. This is gonna be raw, unedited, straight, just straight sports talk. And yeah, we're gonna be producing 1 video a week. I'm still gonna be posting these reactions, but they're gonna be only on the shorts and on TikTok. I might clip this up. I might separate these videos, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. And yeah, let me know if you like this style of content. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.